Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
I'm home, honey.
Good morning and welcome back to today's episode. We might have noticed that it's been a couple weeks since I did my last update on the Rolls-Royce, and that's because it's not here. I have the Alfa Romeo and the Isetta, which I have sold. I'm just waiting for a fellow to finish paying for it and then pick it up in my garage right now. So that's what's at home. If these are here, then where's the Rolls? Well, it's been out getting some mechanical work. We've been waiting for some brake parts to come in, which we're still waiting for. They're not here as of today. But I'm meeting my upholsterer friend, Angel, at the shop. She's gonna come over and we're gonna try and get the convertible top installed on that car because it's been a little rainy and drizzly this past week. And if the car does come home at any point, I don't want it to be stuck without a top. So better get it done while we have the time. We're trying to make his best use of this downtime that we have. So I'm taking a little Alfa in. I'm gonna drive that car today into the shop and we're gonna have the top hopefully on by the end of the day. So follow along on today's episode while we make another transformation on the Rolls-Royce. Well, this is the place. The row of expired looking Jaguars out front. That XJS convertible is actually kind of a rare car, but in terrible condition. Let's hope they can fix up the old Rolls today and get that going. And because I'm going to be working fairly close with someone today, still trying to maintain 6 feet or more, I am going to be wearing my N95 mask. Just to be safe. I remember looking at these cars when they were new in the showroom with my dad and thinking they were pretty fancy. You look at this one now and you think, boy, how did someone let it go? This would have been quite an expensive car when it was brand new. Wire wheels, nice option. The rust, well, that's extra. But the nice thing is the top actually comes off. It's got sort of a roll bar mechanism and it gives you a cabriolet feel. It's not a full convertible, but it is sort of a drop top. Neat car. In this condition, they said is basically kind of worthless, or just a parts vehicle, but still shame to see something like that in that condition. The magical wonderland that is a British specialist. You've got a Lotus separated from its chassis. Can't see how that works. They just took the body right off. It's neat how they have that. And they've got a Range Rover up there on the hoist, a Land Rover. E-Type Jag above my head, and then there's my car right there. While the car gets checked over, I have our new friend Stuart here. So tell us about your shop, Stuart.
Well, we've been around since 1993. I started the business because there was a sort of like a gap outside the dealer network here to fulfill the needs of customers based on primarily British vehicles, Jaguar, Land Rover, Rolls-Royce and Bentley.
And so I've kind of messed things up a bit, bringing in an Italian...
Well, it's a European descent, so
there we go.
I'm sort of familiar with these from when I was still residing over there.
So what is your background?
I was at a dealer in the UK before coming here.
Which dealership was it?
It was a sort of multi-franchise dealer, included Jag and Land Rover. Vauxhall, Ford, and so it was a good spread. And then I moved here in 89, 90, something like that. And it looks like you've got a few exciting cars behind you. What kind of work are you doing to the E-Type that's up on the... Well, E-Type, we're doing an engine and a transmission rebuild.
Okay.
And then the other one...
the Lotus down there.
The Lotus, we're doing an engine rebuild. So it's difficulties trying to get parts all the time.
Right, and sometimes they have to get shipped in.
Yeah, and since this COVID thing started, it's sort of caused a few issues of delays and everything.
Right, yes.
So, but it's still interesting.
And so, what would your favorite car be that you, what's your ideal vehicle for yourself?
Well, I enjoy my E-Type. That's fun when it's on the road, but it's in the middle of repairs at home. But it's like anything, when it's your own vehicle, it tends to get pushed to the bottom of the pile.
That's what they say when you're a mechanic, you don't really feel like going home and working on your own stuff.
No, I seem to have enough around the house to sort of finally get to it. But it's a fun car, you know, drive it, yeah.
Well, why don't you tell us what you've done so far to my my Rolls as it's sitting here too?
Well, Lev's been the primary instigator of trying to do some stuff to it. So, as you say, come in non-running and fixed all the fuel system. Got that sorted, so it runs.
Yeah, we started it earlier. It sounds very nice.
Oh right, okay. And next is next we got to move on to the braking system, establish what's going on there, and then we can sort of move on and inspect the vehicle fully and see what it actually needs and get parts in accordingly.
Well, and in the meantime, you've been kind enough to let us have Angel come to start doing some prep work on the top, who's back over there with her upholstery shop. The car is definitely coming along, but it's got a long way to go too. My hope is to have this thing driving for summer, but we'll keep our fingers crossed to see if we can get parts in time. But
yeah, no, that's the bit of the hold up. I've done a bit of legwork already, and most of the parts are available. Some stuff's on back order, but I've instructed them to reserve some of the key issues, the key parts that we need. So
well, that's fantastic. I appreciate you having us in today, and it's very nice to see the car start to take shape too.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be seeing lots more of each other as I continue to own old British vehicles.
Absolutely, and Lev, the main man. On
That's right, he's been awesome. Yeah, very, very good. So there is one thing that the car does now that it didn't do before, and that is that it starts. There is wood trim that runs all along the inside, which has to come off. Essentially what it is a decorative piece that also helps tack the top on. We're gonna remove this. I'm gonna take it home and refinish it so that when it goes back on, it'll look nice and shiny to match the rest of the wood in the whole car. Before the top goes on, there needs to be a bit of work done to clean it up. First order of business is removing all little staples. I've been working my way along here, and I've got to go along this side too. I was joking that maybe they were either getting paid by the staple or the staples were on sale, because they've even doubled up in some spots. So we're going to continue to work in this area, get it cleaned up, and hopefully have a space to attach the bow. Okay, got the staples more or less removed out of this area. The wood's not in great shape, so I'll have to build that up a little bit. Next step right now is removing the headliner tack strip. It has screws holding it in place, so I've got to remove all those screws, pull that wood off so we can replace it with something different. I don't think we're going to be able to get it done today, but we're going to at least get the prep work on its way. Funny, I was taking off this little badge and I flipped it over and it was French on the other side. It's a bilingual Rolls. Now we're planning on putting a black top on the car. One thing I noticed is that the original top was kind of a navy blue color. Don't know how great that would look with the silver and black combo I've got going on. There's no other blue on the car, but that might explain why there's navy blue pinstripes on the hubcaps. So, but the top is going to go black. In the meantime, my little Alpha is getting checked over by the mechanic, and just an all-around busy day. Like anything in life, sometimes there's surprises. Found a couple with the convertible top, but that wasn't the biggest shock. Apparently, when the car was dropped off, they had a bit of a mishap with the back end, and I noticed today that some of my hard work is gone to pot and been damaged. It looks as though this rear bumper took a bit of a hit when they were offloading it off the tow truck, so now we have to try and manage an insurance claim to try and get the repairs done. It's also buckled my rear bumper. That was a brand new bumper. So that's a bit of a disappointment, but those are things you have to deal with sometimes, and that's what I have to face right now. Well, an update. Got back home safe and sound in little Alpha. A couple things. One, And when it comes to the Alfa Romeo, discovered that it has a little hole in the muffler. Although I did new tie rod ends on it, there's a couple bushings in the front end that need replacing and a couple other things. Because I'm not done working on the Rolls-Royce yet, I've decided to kind of stop putting money into the Alfa Romeo. It's a good running, driving little car. I've taken it quite a ways from where I got it, and I've put it up on eBay. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully I'll have an update for you as that car finds a new owner. I'm sure it will. It's a good little vehicle. With the Rolls-Royce, on the other hand, there is a bit more work to do to that convertible top than was expected. That is kind of a shock and a surprise to me, because I would have thought that being stored, it wouldn't have seen much use, but it's the way it was stored. And sometimes when you have a car parked outside under tarp, it can actually do more damage than good. And that's exactly what happened with the Rolls-Royce. It was stored indoors its whole life up until about 15 years ago, and then someone stuffed it outside under a tarp with the top up, and it got eaten by raccoons, as you know if you watched the start of this series. And part of that damage that happened was that the wood needs a bit of repair. So I've got to find some wood glue around here, do a little bit of reassembly, get it prepped and ready for Angel. That includes painting some of the top trim and bars and the header for the bows so that they aren't quite as crusty and rusty as what they are now. But at least it's all disassembled. We've got all the staples pulled. We've got it prepped. She is going off to her shop to upholster and make some headliner bows. Not bows, I should say. They're like bands which connect the bows together. I didn't get them with the kit that I purchased online, so she's gonna make them. While she's working on that, I'm gonna redo the wood, make that look a little bit nicer, and generally just get the prep work done so that she can get what she needs to do finished up and completed on the car. But we are making some progress. The engine sounds fantastic in that car, so thankfully at least there's one positive that came out of today, is that the engine runs and sounds phenomenal. Transmission seems to be shifting well too, so no issues in that regard. We are waiting for some brake parts to come in so that Stuart can get that car put back together, and at least it'll be running and driving once more. And I'm really hoping to meet my deadline of getting the Rolls-Royce on the road for this summer. That is the goal, that I have some kind of convertible to enjoy some kind of summer. As you need something to put a smile on your face, and we haven't had too many things to put a smile on our face lately. When it comes to the bumper on the car, we did chat with the not the insurance company, we chatted with the towing company that moved the vehicle the first time around, and they are going to talk to their insurance and see exactly what can be done. They've already had someone out there to assess it. With any luck, I'll hear back that they'll do the necessary repairs to amend the damaged bumper, which they inadvertently put a little bump in. And it's annoying for me because I just had that car painted, just had that bumper installed, and now I got to do that over again. So trying to stay as positive as possible here. Difficult decision to sell Little Alpha. Really love that car quite a bit, and it runs and drives so nicely. It's gonna be hard to see that one go, but I just don't want to keep spending money on things when I have a project already on the go. So should be an update coming soon on the Rolls. Once we get that top a little farther along, Angel's gonna do some prep work, and so am I, and we'll stay tuned and give you an update then. Hope you guys are all well. Have a wonderful afternoon, and bye for now.